back to work here. Um, uh, yeah, I'll need to focus more on my physical health and less on loading videos on YouTube. The videos on YouTube are not for genocidal targeting. Uh, that may be what big tech and corporate America, not America, corporations attempt to use them for, but that's not what they're loaded for. The When I pick up the phone and make a video and make it accessible to the public on YouTube, it's so people will have the opportunity to completely understand that we need to think, speak, and live the Lord's Prayer worldwide in order to save human beings from voluntary genocide through economic warfare. So when I make these videos, it's not, and everybody's, no, look, okay. You get people, well, that's what they're being used for. Well, then stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Okay. A man who stands up for the Lord's Prayer in the bowels of hell and then keeps doing it because it's the right thing to do every day. Okay, offering people an attempt every day to recognize everything he's sharing every day. Okay, is not setting you up for genocide because you refuse to accept that which is correct. Right? You're setting yourself up. All right. I come back on here to give hope to mainly to especially Emily. Emily and Kate and others to know that, I'm still here, I'm still alive, and I'm doing this because everybody needs to live the Lord's Prayer. And if I took money from corporations for us to all be comfortable, then I would be giving into the games that they play with money, so people would accept genocide operations through linguistics with technology. And I can't do that. So I get up every day and I try to enlist and engage people to stand up and do the right thing too. And that's what I do. Sorry, let me get a drink of water here. It was cold last night, so the waters are really cool, so that feels good. Those Altoids are curiously strong meds, aren't they? But whew, I like life unedited. I don't like to edit things. I don't like to make things. I don't over stress about my physical appearance. When I feel the need to get up and talk, I'll put on a sweater so I feel like I look better or something like that, and face with the best lighting I can possibly get, so I feel like I look, more appealing or attractive to people, because they tend to listen to people that are more appealing and attractive than people that look sick or abused, right? And so a lot of times, like the one I made last night with my nose red after playing ball and everything like that. I was like, oh gosh, you look like Jimmy Durante there. I sit there and go, oh, well, I got to talk, and, I'm not going to sit around here and wait for my nose to not be red, because that's like waiting for your nose not to be red to tell a kid not to play in the street, right? Your nose is red, so people are going to see that. Well, yeah, that little kid right there, that here comes the bus, okay. So you can't let vanity, superficiality, and the selfish stupidity of your vanity and superficiality inhibit you from getting up and doing things correctly when the moment calls for it. Ariete sees the day when the moment calls for it. And so and you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get everything right. A lot of times I'll say something and then he said this. It's like, oh, Jiminy fucking crackers, And it does happen. Sometimes you'll misspeak or misquote. But when you follow the context of the conversation, you'll realize, okay, he obviously meant to say left instead of right. Okay. And so he just misspoke. In the Bible, no, I think in the Bible, when they have things, when they refer to God as a first person or possessor pronoun, I think it's just that's the Romans taking the writings of the Hebrews and making them Roman. Okay, it's just because it's so persistent. Okay, it explains in there God's omniscient, omnipotent, neither a first person or possessive pronoun be, but then through the whole book goes first person possessive pronoun, first person possessive God, first person possessive pronoun. So it's the Romans taking the Hebrews and turning the Hebrews into Romans, kind of a lot like today on TV. You know, this is a secular government and not a religious government. It's like there is no such thing as a religious government. When you have a bunch of religious people go, okay. During Abraham's time, who was president? Who was the Senate? And the no, Samson's time. Okay. During Abraham's time, who's the president and who's the Senate and who's this? No, there's a father of his family like Jacob with with Joseph, and there's this father with his kids, and he's trying to teach his kids to be good kids and look after the younger ones. And to do what's right, obey laws and understand laws and love one another. That's all they're doing. Okay. It's not anarchy. It's called love. It's called family. They tell you it's anarchy when they say what you need, like the assholes that assassinated Sun Yat-sen in China. Okay, they tell you that Sun Yat-sen said you need a strong father figure, and that's not what Sun Yat said. Sun Yat-sen said we need to be good fathers. So everybody can be a good father, because that's what we need in every household is good fathers. Okay? So we, the men of China, have to be good fathers and make sure that we're not fighting who's going to be the head hefe, manipulator, and which we falsely perceive as a controller. Everybody needs to just be a good father. And there's generational homes, and you make sure, instead of sign me up for the next war, there is no more wars because we're all being good fathers. Get it, Shang Yu? Okay, because little girl will be needing her doll. And guys, when you share care, given accordance to need, built to last, you don't constantly advertise insidious, stupid things like Cologuard and plastic toys and sugary products with food coloring that cause food allergies sold as breakfast cereals. You just don't do that, okay? If you really want to help these kids have a better life, have a generational home with a grandma that makes excellent grits or oatmeal. Okay. Or if you're working your ass off on a farm, some eggs and bacon and some toast, buttered toast. You know what I'm saying? Eddie. So, guys, it's already done. The restoration of the apostles and the apocalypse is already done. It's been happening for thousands of years. Okay, but now because of our mass communications, the devil and Satan are human invention. Okay, it's human beings trying to eradicate God with their ego and replace God with their ego. Okay. You'll find the external and internal locus of control when you look at people. Now, I have an internal locus of control. I know what I need to do to be more comfortable being abused by assholes. And a lot of times I don't do it because I'm just sick and tired of it. And I'm like, why can't these fuckers live the Lord's Prayer? Well, they're obviously not doing it, so you need to focus on yourself. Yeah, I get that. Okay, but I understand that God is not the problem. Okay, it's people that are the devil and Satan are the problem. The people that, and when you get people that have an external locus of control, okay, God will take over and save us all. The Satan will tempt you and deceive you and manipulate you with money. And it's like, all right, do you believe money's real? Okay, well then you've already, the holy jihad, man, there you go, right? Okay. Oh, you can be free. They can be taught. Fly, be free. And so you got to understand that people that have God as a possessive pronoun, okay, have an external locus of control. God will save the day, and the devil will tempt you and manipulate you. So it's like, okay, just don't believe money's real. Have faith in God and obey the commands of Jesus Christ, and everything will be okay. And it's scientifically valid. So the scientists that call themselves scientists are obviously not very good scientists then, that are trying to kill God with their egos and have Stephen Hawking replace Jehovah with his ego and the theory of everything, right? So it's not that hard. So let's load this one up, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I don't want it to be me and the technology. I want it to be all of us standing up for the Lord's Prayer because it's right, and it could happen instantaneously. If it's me and the technology, it can happen instantaneously, but I don't ever want to be everybody's hero. I want everybody to enlighten themselves and everybody be a good father so we can all be good mothers and children and so forth. Okay. And it's a male who's the Messiah and not a female. It's obvious. That's why they refer to he is God, and it's not. It's just a bunch of males that are trying to replace the glory of God with their ego. And women, if you want to try to replace the glory of God with your ego, you're more than welcome to be an ass. Well, David Rockefeller films it, but I would strongly advise against it, right? All right, I love you guys very much. All right, peace out.